Welcome to day 75 of our school year. Let's go ahead and get this filled in. In our beginning fraction, we have a total of 180 school days. And we are on day 75. So let's find the factors of our numerator. Our numerator is 75. Two factors we always know are 1 and the number itself. And using the commutative property of multiplication, I can also write 75 times 1. Now we're going to use our divisibility rules to find the rest of the factors, and we're going to go in order so we don't miss any. So in order after 1 is 2. The rule for 2 is that it ends in an even number. 5 is an odd number, so 2 is not a factor. And if 2 is not a factor, no even number will work, so we only have to check odd numbers. So after 1, the next odd number is 3. The rule for 3 is that we add the digits together. 7 plus 5 is 12. 12 is a multiple of 3, so 3 is a factor. Okay, 3 groups of 20 is 60. And then there's 15 left over, so that's 5. 3/4 is equal to 75 cents. Okay, next odd number is 5. The rule for 5 is that it ends in a 0 or 5. It ends in a 5, so 5 is a factor. I can get 10 5s out of 70. That leaves 25, and that would be 5. Next odd number is 7. 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, 42, 49, 56, 63, 70, 77. 75 is not in that list, so 7 is not a factor. 9 has the same rule as 3. You add the digits together, you get 12. 12 is not a multiple of 9, so 9 is not a factor. We try 11. 11, 22, 33, 44, 55, 66, 77. 75 is not in that list, so 11 is not a factor. We try 13. 13, 26, 39, 52, 65, 78. 75 is not in that list, so 13 is not a factor. And then we get to the next odd number, which is 15. So we're done. We found all our factors. Let's go ahead and list them from least to greatest. 1, 3, 5, 15, 25, 75. Okay, so I have 6 factors. That's more than 2 factors, so it is composite. Now we just need to figure out which one of these is our greatest common factor. So let's start with our greatest factor of 75 and see if that works for 180. See if those are common. Doesn't matter what your groups look like, just make sure you have 75 in each, and you keep your shaded separated from your unshaded. So you're 5, so 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. So it looks like I have 30 left over, so that means that 75 is not a common factor. Remember, they have to work for both. Okay, let's try 25. Remember, your groups do not have to look like mine. Just make sure you have 25. So it looks like I have 5 left over, so 25 did not work. It is not a common factor, so let's go ahead and try 15. See if 15 will work. Your groups of 15 do not have to look like mine. Make sure you keep your shaded separated from your unshaded and that you have 15 in each. So I can do 10, 5 plus 10, or I could do 3 groups of 5. And 15 worked. I have no remainder, nothing left over. So that means 15 is our greatest common factor. Let's go ahead and count up our total groups of 15. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 total groups. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shaded in. Okay, so I've done my division with my model. Now I'm going to do my division with my algorithm. I'm dividing both by my greatest common factor. So they always have to be the same and they have to work for both. If they don't, then it's not useful. Alright, so I'm going to do 10 groups of 15. 10 times 15, the placeholder moves it over a place, and 1 times 15 is 15. So the 10s move to the hundreds and the 1s move to the 10s, and we have our placeholder, because every time you multiply by 10, everything moves over a place. Every place is 10 times greater. Numbers the same, zeros the game, more on top, no need to stop. Okay, let's do one group of 15. I have more on the floor, go next door, regroup 10 more. 10 take away 5 is 5, 2 take away 1 is 1. One group of 15 is 15. Numbers the same, zeros the game. Add our partial quotients, 10, 11, 12. Okay. So let's see. I'm going to do one group of 15. Numbers the same, zeros the game, more on top, no need to stop. Let's try 2 groups of 15 because I think these 2 groups were equal to 30. 2 times 15 is 30. Double the 10s, double the 5s, and you get 30. Numbers the same, zeros the game, more on top, no need to stop. 2 times 15 is 30. Numbers the same, zeros the game. Add our partial quotients, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we still need to check. Divisor times quotient plus remainder, divisor times quotient plus remainder. Now since our remainder is 0 for both, we don't actually need to add the 0 because the identity property of addition says when you add 0 it stays the same. Okay, here I have a 2-digit by 2-digit, so I'm going to use my expanded algorithm this time. I'm going to do 5 groups of 2 and 5 groups of 10, 10 groups of 2, and 10 groups of 10. 5 times 2 is 10. 5 times 10 is 50. 10 times 2 is 20. 10 times 10 is 100. Add our partial products, we get 0. 1 plus 5 is 6, plus 2 is 8, and 1. Here, 5 times 5 is 25. 5 tens is 50, plus 2 more tens is 70. So 75, that matches our dividend up here, so that checks. And 180, that matches our dividend up here, so that checks. So our numerator is definitely 5, and our denominator is definitely 12. So let's go ahead and fill in our data collection page. Okay, we are on trimester 2, week 4. Our date 12 to 19. And our fraction for today is 5 twelfths. So we did groups of 15. Let's look at our 15. We're missing quite a few because we only have 1/12. 2/12. Well, that is equivalent to 1/6. That was the simplest form. It's also equivalent to 3/18, 5/30, 6/36, 10/60, 15/90, as well as our beginning fraction. Okay, and then 3/12. Well, its simplest form is 1/4. Okay, but it is also equivalent to 5/20, 9/36, 15/60, and the beginning fraction. Then we have 4/12, which the simplest form is 1/3. That is our equivalent fraction in lowest terms. Okay, but it's also equivalent to 6/18, 10/30, 12/36, 15/45, 20/60, 30/90, and the beginning fraction. And then today, 5/12 is our simplest form. There's no lines underneath it because it is the equivalent fraction in lowest terms. But we do have an equivalent fraction in the 5s and the 3s because 5 and 3 are also common factors. But 15 was our greatest common factor. All right, let's go ahead and put your number line away, erase your worksheet, and thank you for joining me.